will. Hey, what's up? What's up? This is your girl, Felicia, Lynette, Refocused, and we are getting ready to talk about healing. Do me a favor, grab your partners, grab a pen and a piece of paper, and we're getting ready to get into it. We got another hot topic for you. Are y'all ready? Go ahead on and grab that glass of wine and let's get on into it. Let's do it. Hey, you all. It's your girl, Felicia Lynette, Refocused, and I am here with my girl, my co-host, Mrs. Maronda Parker, a.k.a. Miss DJ. Miss DJ, say hello to the people.
Hey, people. So glad to see y'all tonight. Y'all come on in.
Come on in. We are elated. We are excited. We are thankful that you all are choosing to spend your Monday night with us once again. And of course, we got another hot topic just for you.
Yes.
You ready for this one? I'm ready for this one. So listen, grab your partner, grab a pen, grab a drink, whatever you got, your best beverage, and come on in and chime in with us. Now, this is what we need you to do. I need you to hit a couple of hearts down there at the bottom, and I need you to hit share. Can you all do that for me? Share. Make sure you share it to go on your page so that other people can also get them some healing, because that's what we're here for, right? We're here for everybody to get them some healing. Right. Now, as you see, I got my products before me, and I'm not going to take the time to go over each one of these, but you all know, DM your girl. I don't even have my book out today. I was reading my book, so that's why it's not out. But listen, go to Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble's online, and check out the book. Look it up by my name, just Felicia Lynette, or you can look it up by the title, Situations, the Lies Beneath Them All. And do me a favor, go get y'all some healing.
I believe we will.
Listen, you're too late with this. I believe I will. Come in, okay?
I'm trying to share the live. I'm sorry.
I'm going to need her to get it together. Okay. Every time we say, go and get you some healing, I need you all to put it in the comments. I believe I will. Because that's our motto, getting us some healing and making sure that others know that we are doing just that. All right. Let's get into this topic because I am ready. All right. So tonight, let me say hello to the people before we get into this.
Oh, Miss Lowe is doing her
Hey, Miss Lowe, thank you so much for tagging the peoples. Hey, Mr. Bobby.
Hey, Mr. B.
You all go ahead on and share. Go ahead on, tag some folk and get this out there so other people can get them some healing too. All right. Tonight, our topic is, in what ways has trauma influenced the person you are now? Now, let me say this. We've all experienced trauma some kind of way in our lives, whether it was a traumatic experience or whether it was a traumatic event.
Right.
Several events. Right. And that's a big difference. I want us to make sure that as we're talking tonight that you remember that a trauma experience could be I went through a divorce, I went through a breakup, I lost my job, I lost my house. That's a trauma experience. Although traumatic, it's not a traumatic, like a life event that's just consistently happening to you over and over. So let's talk personality a bit, Maronda, which personality is nothing but a unique set of beliefs about what the world is and how we react to it.
That's it. And
if you change some of them, or your behavior will change. If you change any of the beliefs, then your behavior will change. I'm going to say that again because I need y'all to let that sit in. If you change any of your beliefs, then your behavior will change, and it will produce a perception of a shift in your personality. So we're getting ready to dive right on into it and talk about the trauma that could have possibly experienced or changed your life. Maybe good, maybe bad. Who knows? Let's get into it. Go ahead on. What you got to say, Maronda?
Nothing yet.
You don't have anything yet? Okay. So we're going to give you some live examples tonight of how trauma has changed us, whether it was good or bad, as I stated. And we need you all to chime in. Share your thoughts. Share some of your experiences. Maybe some things that you've gone through, dealt with. How did it shape you into who you are right now? Was it good? Was it a good thing? Or was it a bad thing? Did it start off being one way and now it ended up being another? Come on, I need you all to chime in. Put this in the comments. Hey, Mildred, how you doing? Put it in the comments. Let me say this. It's like when you go through things, your whole connection with yourself is gone.
Yep.
And all that is left is the pain, is the suffering, is the anger, is the resentment. And this is the frustrating part, that now with trauma, you got to now figure out who you are, because you're angry.
Right.
You're bitter.
Right.
You're hurt like hell. Like, how did this happen to me? Y'all know we always say this. The trauma was not your fault, but the healing,
it's your responsibility.
y'all please help Maronda to come on with these taglines. She got to speak.
I promise I showed up.
I would need
today.
you to speak a little faster.
But
Okay.
she got me on the couch, so y'all know I'm already feeling some kind of way.
Is it possible for someone to experience a drastic change in their personality as a result of trauma?
She looking at me, ain't she, y'all?
I'm looking at you.
Oh my God.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah, it is.
And so, why do you say? Why do you say it is? Explain that.
So, I mean, everything that I now topics and stuff is my own. I'm getting my free therapy, y'all.
She definitely getting her free therapy. But let me tell y'all this. This is called a paying it forward, because when I was going through traumatic experiences, two of my closest, my best friend and my sister cousin, both life coaches, I called them daily. Like, I literally got free sessions every day.
Awesome.
So I'm paying for it. Come on, let's go.
Okay. So I made a post earlier whenever we was advertising tonight's show. And I think first we spoke earlier, and I was telling you, tonight I want to talk about this, and this is the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to be really outgoing, never really met a stranger. I actually want to go to what I told you.
Okay.
Never really met a stranger. I was happy, bubbly, on top of the world, free-spirited, very trusting. And all of this was before I was mishandled. Some of you know my story, but it's so many levels to the story. It didn't start there. It stopped there, but it goes back to when I was even 8 years old. I think it was the youngest experience that I had. And so I tried to run away from it. I tried to avoid it as much as I could. I tried to ignore it. I tried to tuck it away. I tried to forget about it. And I, life started lifing. And I found that the outgoing young lady that I was, she didn't exist anymore. I stayed away from people. Like, crowds still to this day make me uneasy. If it's a whole lot of people, I'd rather be the first one in the room and then greet everybody else as they come in. But if I'm having to walk into a room where it's already crowded and full of people, I have to kind of talk myself through it. So I said that I'm a introvert forced to be an extrovert. So my question to Felicia is, I guess some of the coping mechanisms that I know a lot of what I do. Praying is my number one, and putting myself out there, in comfortable places. But what would you tell me?
I think that a lot of times this happens. This can happen as a response to a significant and distressing event. So depending on when you go through things, how stressing it is in your life, the extent of it and the speed of a personality can change from person to person. Yeah. And so depending on what all you've had to deal with, of course, we know some of her story and some of my story because we shared those stories, right? The molestation, the divorce, the breakup so abrupt, the throwing out, the evictions. When you go through those things and they're traumatic and they're back to back, and it seems like just when you feel like you got a break, right, and then all of a sudden now another trauma happens, then it can completely change you into someone else because you really don't know who you are without trauma because you've always had trauma. Exactly. So how do I cope? How do I get beyond this? How do I do this now? Because trauma just keeps happening. Right. And so then you end up finding to tell yourself, is trauma just for me then?
Wow.
Is that mine? Is that my thing? Will I always experience trauma? And should I just now adjust to this being my new norm?
Wow. Thought about it. I really thought about that. But I don't think so. I don't think that well, yes it is, because I can't erase what happened.
Absolutely.
You know, so I feel like it's going to always, but I don't have to live in it. It's going to always be a part of me. But,
Yeah.
You know.
But I think that goes to, as we always saying, it's okay to get help.
Right.
It's okay to talk to someone. And if you're not careful, then you'll live in the trauma. I read this post the other day that someone said that how can you carry on stuff that happened to you in your childhood and still be experiencing it now? You are a grown man or you are a grown woman. You should be over it by now.
Who says
Listen. If someone has never dealt with that trauma, then they're still living in that trauma. And now the trauma has become a part of their lives. That's all they know now, because this is who I am. It's almost like, as I use the analogy all the time, you got the scar, you put a Band-Aid on. If you never take that Band-Aid off, that Band-Aid stays on that trauma. So you don't even know what that skin looks like up under that Band-Aid, do you? No. Heck no. It's not until you rip the Band-Aid off little bit by little bit to allow now the scar some exposure. Baby, I talk good right there. To allow the scar some exposure. That scar exposure should be able to show others, I'm built for this.
Yep.
I'm tough like that. I went through that. Even though the scar, you can still see the scar, but the scar is only indicative that I was able to overcome what I went through.
Come on,
I was able to overcome the burn. I was able to overcome the beat down, the kick out, the abuse, the divorce. That's what the scar is. Pull the Band-Aid back so that you can see who you are now without that trauma. Let it be exposed. In fact, the doctors will even tell you, take the Band-Aid off after a while. Let it breathe. Let it get some air, because if you don't, it will never properly heal. Baby, I am talking good up in here. But sometimes when you're going through trauma, you find yourself in these places. I don't feel like interacting with people.
Yep.
I don't want new friends. People invite you out, and we use the excuse of being an introvert. I like being at home. I like being by myself. Listen, I'm introverted. But I'm introverted, extroverted.
Right.
So I'm extroverted when I have to be, but I'm introverted by nature. Yeah, that's just but my personality when I'm in the crowds of people, it's a bubbly personality. So if you don't allow that, I think Apostle said this, talking about isolation. You can allow your introverted self to keep you isolated and you end up dying. No. We got to come out and heal. In fact, it's the people that will cause you to heal.
Yeah. That you interact with.
Yeah.
That's so true.
If you're at home by yourself, what are you doing? Rehearsing thoughts. Rehearsing thoughts.
Hey, trauma.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Yeah, what you doing?
Remember the last time we did this together? Yeah. You got to come out of that. You got to breathe. You got to get some. This is my first year that I am intentionally saying I'm making new friends.
I like it.
And I'm listen, y'all. I suffer from some trust issues from some quote unquote friends, right? So what I find myself doing is saying, they're not the people that hurt you.
Always got to say that.
I always got to. That's my pep talk. Come on, you can do this time. You can do this time. We went. A couple of us went out for Oyster Saturday.
That was too funny.
That was funny. We went out for Oyster Saturday, and we talked about it a couple of days before. Leading up to it, I was like, okay, let me go and reach out. Y'all, we still going? In back of my mind, I was like, hoping they say,
if they say no,
right? I'm okay, right? Right? It's okay if they say no. But I was glad that they did not. I was glad that
they ain't gonna never say no.
And it gets you out. It allows you to have that refreshing moment to say, phew, that was good.
That's good.
And so we got to get to the point that we interact with people, that we do more of it than just when we're at work or just when we're at church or just when we're doing business stuff. You don't have to protect yourself all the time.
Woo. Woo.
But I understand we want to be in a healthy place, right?
Right.
We want to be in a healthy relationship. But in order to do this, the Bible even say this, in order to make friends, you got to first show yourself friendly. Who's that?
Oh, Rita, crazy.
She talking about these oysters.
Good.
Oh.
Don't counsel on them.
But you gotta first show yourself friendly. You want friends? Show yourself friendly. In order for people to know that you're not this angry, bitter person that trauma caused you. Because they may have had oh my God, I'm finna talk good. Y'all better listen. I'm telling them to come closer.
Okay.
They may have had an interaction with the angry, bitter you. And all they are saying is something about her I don't like. She too evil. Now I'm gonna stay. When I see her coming on this side, I'm gonna go on that side. Because that's the you that they know, the full of trauma. They need to know the healed you.
Yeah.
And you also got friends that don't mind helping you to get healed.
You're right. And you need to know the healed you.
You do.
Yeah.
Outside of that trauma, you need to know, how do I exist right now? How do I, who am I now? Pull that Band-Aid back. Y'all better go get y'all some healing.
That's right. And it's okay to make adjustments, you know. So it's not like you totally change into this person that you don't even recognize anymore.
Right.
Just make adjustments.
Yeah.
Like she said, just, you pull one Band-Aid off. You might put the, little salve or something on it, or whatever you call it, a little ointment on it, But at the same time, you got to let it get some air.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. And let me say this. I want to say this, and I want to say it good. The trauma changing you into another person, now you won't go back to that other person that you once were. So I want you all to stop looking for that. Because I think you said it.
It's okay.
I used to be.
Yeah.
You can still be jubilant, you can still be upbeat, you can still be excited, but you will never be that person pre-trauma. Why? Because if it were not for the trauma, the trauma made you. The trauma showed you were resilient. Yeah. The trauma showed you who you are, your backbone. It let you see who you are. Yeah, flex your muscles, baby. Look at your muscles. I ain't got no muscles, but flex them anyway and say, I got them. Right. I got this. I overcame that. I was able to walk on the other side of that, and it's okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're talking real good.
I'm talking real good. I'm helping me. If I'm not helping y'all, I'm helping me, because I'm going to get me some healing. Lord Jesus. Y'all, every time I say go and get y'all some healing, y'all put it in the comments and say I believe I will, because she's supposed to say it.
I be forgetting.
After me. And she ain't.
I'm on the couch.
Yeah.
She gonna work me and I'm on the couch. But they saying it for me.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Bobby.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Bobby. Thank you, Tammy, because my co-host over here, listen, she already on spring break, y'all, because next week we on spring break. Yes. Okay. So she already calculated in her mind she ain't gonna be here next week. All right. Listen, we're gonna cut for a quick moment. Go to a quick commercial, and I need y'all to hold tight. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Hold on, okay? We'll be right back.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippilink.com and click on Home Delivery.
Hey
y'all.
The accountable card. It's more.
We are back. Are we back?
Yeah, we back.
Okay, we're back. Okay. Listen, y'all do me a favor now. Y'all probably didn't hear me say this in the beginning, but y'all can share a couple of stories in the comments. You don't have to be long, just a couple of stories so we can read them and say them. And then also, hit that share button for me. Hit the share button real fast before we get on into this second half. Hit the share button. Okay, who said something? I'm sorry.
Marita, she said this is good because I definitely have friendship trauma. Yeah, so I'm with you.
I understand. And I'm really trying to, I am really learning this, Felicia, now.
Yeah.
I want to say this, that pre-trauma or during trauma, I had become this, I don't want to say stuck up person because I've never been stuck up, but you never knew which Felicia you were getting. And in fact, my best friends say it all the time. He always says this, like, okay, who am I talking to now? You know, you never knew which version of me you were getting because I had become angry. I had become bitter. Yeah. And even though I would wear a smile on my face, the inside of me was screaming like, please don't come and talk to me right now.
Oh,
please go the other direction. Don't come and hug me right now. Now I welcome that. Now I walk around and hug you before you hug me. Why? Because now that you've gone through a healing journey, you should be different.
And you know what? We should, especially those that have gone through that type of trauma of mistrust, being mishandled, things like that, friendship trauma, the whole, you're not the person that I thought you were, you know. We should be the ones that recognize it in other people. Yeah. So we should be the ones that's literally, like you said, going around and hugging other people. I know that I'm talking to myself because I really have to learn that. I was heavy Sunday. I was real heavy Sunday. Okay. Coming through the door, I was heavy. And I didn't want to be there. But I thank God that I have responsibility there because otherwise I don't think that I would have come in. Okay. But I had a need to be there.
So let's let the life coach talk for a moment.
Oh my.
Okay.
Back on the couch.
Because I think it's necessary that a lot of times we show up and we are so task oriented.
My sister loves me so much.
We are so task oriented.
Right.
And that takes the thought process and the pressure off of us completely healing because we're busy. Yeah. Busy work shouldn't ever take the place of the healed version of you. Ouch. Shouldn't ever. And if it comes a time that you feel like you're just going through the motions, eventually you'll get to burnout. Yeah. Eventually you will end up snapping on everybody if you don't find a way to get completely healed so that the busy work does not make you feel like, okay, I'm just going to put it on the back burner right now. I'm going to set this trauma over here. I know this is a little piece I still got to deal with, but I'm going to set it over here right now because I got to do this. I got to stay busy. That's not always good. Right. And sometimes it's good to sit down and breathe for a moment. Sometimes even in those moments, I will even say, y'all hear me? Y'all, I wish Apostle was listening right now. I don't see him on here right now. But I would say that you probably need to build you a team so you can learn to delegate some stuff.
Is she talking to me?
She's on the couch, y'all. She's on the couch. Yeah. If you do not, you're going to burn yourself out because now you got to do this. Now you got to do this. And now you got to do this. Well, where's your team, boo?
Would y'all notice if I walked out?
They'll notice. If you do not, I'm telling you what's going to end up happening. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was probably about, in my first marriage, I was 22-ish, 23-ish, somewhere up in there. And we all attended my spiritual father's church. Group of us. I mean, about 20 of us had left a traditional Baptist church. And we had all gone to my spiritual father's church. Okay. And it had gotten to a time that we were all feeling like we were stuck a little bit, right? And one of the ladies, it was time for her to leave. And instead of going to him, having a conversation with him to say, feel like it's time for me to make a transition or feel like it's time for me to do something else, she wouldn't leave. She bottled that in. And one Sunday she came in and snapped on everybody.
Really?
Because she overstayed her welcome. You can overdo tasks like that. You can overdo things like that, and that you feel the pressure, and it's almost like a 1,000-pound weight ball just sitting on your head waiting to explode. Yeah. Got enough helium in there. All somebody got to do is stick a pin in there, and you are going to snap, crackle, and pop on everybody.
Okay. Now, I'm with you on that. That. I like busy work, though.
Hey,
I do like busy work.
Hey, Apostle. Hey, Apostle. Hey, First Lady James. Hey, Kay. Hey, Deborah. Aretha. Pastor Wilson. Tanisha McCullum.
That's sister.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all doing? I think we spoke. No. Do we speak to everybody? Hey, Jason. Hey, Misha.
Just trying to tell.
Okay, I think that's it. All right, let's go. Go ahead and tell your story.
I ain't got no story.
You were ready to tell something. You said you think it was.
I don't think that.
I don't know what's wrong with this girl today.
Y'all. I don't think that it's. The girl said that's Miss Aretha. I don't think that it's my task, because I have the ability and I have, scheduling, like that's helping me as far as organizing. Organizing my schedule. Knocking out my tasks and stuff like that. I don't have an issue with that at all. But I'm saying Maronda was not well Sunday. It could have been Tuesday. It just happened to be Sunday. Not because of anything that's, going on. It was just one of those days.
One of those days. And we have those.
Trauma wakes me up. I don't, most days good morning trauma. But this particular Sunday, trauma said, good morning, Maronda, real loud. And I didn't want to deal with that. I had too much to do that day.
So, again, I'm going to go back to
too much I wanted to do that day.
I'm going to go back to my statement that still said the same thing, that if you don't find a way to deal with that prior to coming into all of your things, you will still end up releasing an outburst on others.
I'm about to release one now.
Well, I don't care. I'm here.
That's what's about to
You
happen.
on the couch.
I know.
Let me read Deborah's comment.
good.
I found out how strong I was in the midst of trauma. I have a different outlook on things and people now. For me, the trauma was necessary.
Absolutely.
I totally agree.
Absolutely.
I would not be the person I am today without the hell that I experienced way back then, or even yesterday. Whatever I've gone through, it made me. It shaped me. I didn't have the boldness I have now because I would always back down and get quiet. I would always just, dumb it down. Now I'm like, I'm not dumbing it down for anybody. You either choose to like me or you don't, and if you don't, it's okay.
Right, period.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But trauma can develop as a mental disorder. There could be many changes in the functions of the different symptoms in your body. So if you're going through trauma, it speaks to your brain.
It does.
And tells your brain how you should react.
Right.
How you should cope today.
Yep.
How you should move today. What you should deal with. Who you should even talk to. Don't answer that call today. Trauma has a way of controlling
and keeping you there.
And keeping you there. But it's only because it's now, your brain is now rehearsing that. You got to give your brain a new experience. Baby, I'm finna talk good up in here. You got to give your brain a new experience so that it can have something else to look forward to.
Right.
If all it knows is trauma because that's all you've been through, that's what it's going to pull up every single time. That becomes your coping mechanism. Why? Because it covered you. It covered you. Okay. Who was that? One of those shows where they had I don't know if it was Sybil, one of them shows where they had multiple personality, or
that's an old show or something. I'm sorry.
Anyway, the character had multiple personality, and depending on what she was faced with, it wasn't Sybil, it was another old show though. Depending on what she was faced with, a personality would rise up. I think Halle Berry played a movie like that. Maybe about 10 or 15 years ago, but she played a movie like that. And depending on what she was faced with, her personality would change because it felt like it had to protect her. Yeah. So trauma sometimes does that to us. It feels like it has to protect us, so it'll throw out an unbalance in your body, in your chemistry, in your everyday things. So it makes you respond differently. It makes you react differently.
Right.
This is why psychodrama is important. Psychodrama. Y'all write that word down. So y'all put that word down. Psychodrama is PSY drama.
That's it.
Psycho. No, PSYCHO. Y'all, go look up that word. Psychodrama.
Don't do it now, though.
Don't do it now. Need you stay on the live. Psychodrama is the thing that gives you your peace. It gives you your strength to be able to cope. So a lot of times we don't really know what is that. Okay, that was right. PSYCHO drama. I know. was right, girl. I was right.
You on it.
It gives us that thing that helps us get through the day.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out what your psychodrama is. My psychodrama is praying, reading my Bible, going on long walks, and exercising. Those are psychodrama moments for me. Some people love to read. I'm not an avid reader. I like to read. I don't love to read.
I love it.
So it's not a psychodrama for me. Like it may be for you, just to kind of calm you down, whatever. Water. Swimming is a psychodrama. I love.
Oh my God.
Listen, if God see fit to move me by a big body of water, I would be the happiest person ever. But it's a psychodrama for me. Like I say all the time, the house that I purchased is going to have a pool, because that's what I love. That was my peaceful place. So you got to figure out what is your psychodrama. Y'all drop it in the comments for me. What is your psychodrama?
Me too, First Lady James. I need a lot of it.
What is the thing that causes you to get peace? What is the thing that causes you to get your strength, to not focus on the trauma? Y'all drop it in the comments real fast. Hey, Sharonda Lynn Channer. What's the question?
How do you differentiate trauma from just low tolerance, mind games, and foolery? That's really good, Lady J.
That's good. So let's go back to in the beginning. We said let me go through my notes. It's possible for someone to experience a drastic change in their personality as a result of trauma. Trauma can be something that you experience, or a traumatic events of trauma.
Right.
Is a series of things happening back to back. So you can go through trauma on a one incident. A divorce could be traumatizing for you, or loss of job, or gaining weight. That could be traumatic for you. Gaining weight is traumatic for me. Y'all don't understand.
Every day. Right.
Right. It's not something that's happening every single day.
Right.
But traumatic events, on the other hand, totally different, because that's something that you've been dealing with since you were a child, and all you know is trauma. And in fact, I think we were talking about this last week when we were talking about love language. What can become a traumatic experience for you?
I'm with that.
Is if you have a love language and nobody speaks it. Like physical touch could be your love language, but nobody speaks your love language. Or physical touch can be your love language, and you've been through sexual molestation, so you can't enjoy the thing that you love.
But
right?
I love physical touch.
So I hope that answers the question. She
got hers. She said a glass of wine helps. Seriously, just tuning it out.
Absolutely.
Oh, Rita, I'm with you on that. Do not disturb. Every now and then you got to just cut it off.
Yeah. Yeah, you all drop your psychodramas in the comments a little faster. I need to read some of these.
My sister said that's her problem. Not really addressing things, but instead cutting people off and just moving on. Oh, I had that bad. Oh my God. Not addressing exactly how they made me feel, but instead acting like they never even existed. That sounds like a Virgo too.
But you know what I will say to that? Sometimes cutoffs are okay, but sometimes you have to. You always still have to forgive them. Even if they didn't ask for forgiveness, even if you never speak to them. Now, forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you.
Right.
It's for your peace of mind. So, and I said this last week, I can invite you, or I can still.
Not only, just stay right there, but not only forgive. I'm waking up now, y'all. It's time to go. I'm waking up. Not only forgiving them, but it's forgiving them. Like you said, even when they don't apologize. And sometimes they're not even sorry.
They're not. Oh, well. But the forgiveness is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
But again, as I was getting ready to say before she cut me off, you can invite people. You can still be okay, forgive them, and allow them to view your table, but you don't have to give them a seat at your table.
Right.
I'll say that over and over and over until I'm blue in the face. You can allow them to see the table. The Bible says, here, I'm in my preach voice now, y'all. The Bible says that he will prepare the table before you in the presence of your enemies.
Amen.
So they can see the table. They just ain't got to sit at the table. They ain't got to sit there and break bread with you. No. That's okay. But baby, I forgive you. How you doing, little sugar? How you doing, Bigfoot over there? That's it. keep it moving.
Yep.
Okay,
Hey,
keep us-
Angela Spats. Am I saying it right? Spats.
We need
Cicely
more
McLaurin.
adults in the room. This
Hey,
is
Caesar
good.
Adam McGee.
So, as we listen,
Great point,
we're coming to
Sharonda.
a close. We're coming to a close, and so let me give my closing point, and then we're gonna give you some updates real quick.
Yep.
Trauma affects the subconscious more than it affects our conscious thinking process.
Absolutely.
It trains us to
Your
be
head.
sensitive to anything that even remotely reminds us of the things that happen, leading us to trauma.
If it walk like a duck.
This is why we got to make sure that we get some healing.
Yep.
Because if we don't, it will continue to control our lives. Just like unforgiveness. You're going to bed with them on your mind and they're sleeping peacefully. You're still giving them the power to do what they've done over and over and over again, and they sleep.
They sleep.
And they sleep and they sleeping
Ain't
good.
thought nothing else about it.
Y'all gonna get y'all some healing. Can y'all do that for me? Listen, next week, you guys, is spring break. And we're gonna take a break. So we're not gonna be here next Monday.
Nope.
But we'll see you all right back the following Monday on March 18th, okay?
Lady
we'll be
J,
back
we
that
all
Monday.
do. We all need some.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I can speak for me. I know that I do, and it's a daily process.
It is.
It's a daily
It is.
process. So yeah. So we're out of here.
Tell people where they can
next week.
find you.
I'm here every month. I'm here most of the time. But I am Maronda Parker on Facebook. I am Mrs. DJ, and I am 25 Speaks. Also, all of that on Facebook. And then, all these Rehoboth people, they know me. They'll find me.
Y'all can find me on Facebook, Felicia Lynette Refocused, on Instagram, Felicia Lynette, and then I got a Refocus page as well. I am also a life coach. Hit your girl up. I can
give her a shout out.
I can help out with some of these coping mechanisms that we need to get through this trauma. In addition, I will be I'll be preaching somewhere Sunday in Monroe, Louisiana. So look, if you're in the Monroe, Louisiana area, come on, join your girl 9:00 a.m. All right, at New Generations Church.
They talking bad about us.
Don't talk bad about us.
This
Okay?
is not school. We don't get a break.
Oh, we getting a break. I work for the school systems. I'm getting a break. I'm taking it all off.
Kay Shanta, we're so glad that you found us.
Thank you.
You are needed just as much.
That's right. That's right. Thank you all so much. And listen, we're going to see you all back on March 18th. Don't forget, if you need any of my products, DM me. And also, you can check on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles and look for my book, Felicia Lynette, or Situations, The Lies Beneath Them All. Tonight, join us on 25 Speaks at about 9:25.
Yes.
We're getting ready to go after dark, y'all. I'm telling y'all got to come because it's
a little early tonight. 9:25.
9. What time?
9:15.
9:15, y'all.
Yeah, we'll be ready.
We are uncapped, so y'all come on over there.
Yes.
And join the people, and we're ready for y'all. All right. Thank you all so much to We Believe Digital for allowing us to be on this wonderful platform. We thank Chelsea even there working the cameras well, and we thank Mr. Garrett, Mr. Socrates Garrett for allowing us to be here. Listen, you all have an amazing weekend. We're going to see you all in 2 weeks, and guess what? We love you.
We love you.
Ain't nothing you can do about it.
They can try.
Nothing.
Right.
Go and get y'all some healing.
Thank you.